I have a problem. Some of you with the vintage campers might actually have the exact same problem as me. My camper originally came with a 9-inch vent, just a vent, a manual vent on the roof. Modern day campers are coming with a vent with fans and all that good stuff. Industry standard right now on those vents are 14-inch. A 14-inch vent will not allow me to get the camper in the garage anymore because the top of the roof is domed, has a dome to it. So the bigger the vent, the further up in the center of the dome, the vent will have to be pushed. The hole would have to be cut out bigger and it won't fit. So I thought I was kind of, screwed. Not really a whole lot I can do with that. Or I could just DIY it. Add computer fans to the vent, call it good there. And that was an option. And I actually bought the fans for that. But when I was buying the fans, I realized that there's another option out right now that wasn't there before. And it's an 11-inch powered vent fan. From what I can tell, it's two main companies that are putting it out right now. One is the HIVE 11-inch, and they have a couple different models. And then the other one is a Starvent 11-inch. I don't have experience with either one of those brands. The HIVE had a few different models. The top of the line model had the thermostat control, and I don't remember if it had the ability to stay open in the rain or not, but I think it had an auto close, like a rain sensor. But the price of that one was very similar to like a Max Air fan, which is, the industry standard 14-inch size. So you're paying about what you would pay for the top of the line 14-inch fan for an 11-inch fan, and you're going to a company that doesn't have as much of a reputation as the Max Air fans. So I didn't want to go that far, and the more electronics you put in it, the more likely you are to have something that's going to fail on it. So I did get the Starvent 11-inch powered fan. So we're going to do a quick unboxing. The weather's kind of bad, so I can't install it yet, but we're going to do an unboxing. Let me show you what it looks like, and then you can get an idea of if this is something that's going to work for you or not. All right, so here we go. The box I already opened the box, and the reason why I opened it is because there's a 30-day return policy on this, and I wasn't sure, given the measurements online, if I was still going to be able to get the camper in the garage with this vent. I think I am. It's close, but I think I am. So what I did is I went ahead and opened it and did all my measurements, and I came up with this. So it's just a profile of the max height of that vent. Put it on the top of the camper, rolled the camper out of the garage, and to see where it would lie. Like I said, we're close. We're under half an inch of play here, but it is also this measurement also already takes into consideration the 3/4 inch spacer you have to put on a vent fan that has a vent fan that's electric or whatever, because they have a thicker base on them. Also, mind you, this is the first time vent fan I've owned, so I don't have a lot of experience, but I do know that there's quite a few people that had issues with the Max Air fan running lithium batteries because the electronics in them didn't like the higher voltage that the lithium battery holds, especially during charging. So I did go ahead and buy a larger voltage regulator. So they'll take out whatever the lithium battery is giving us and drop it down to 12 even and just keep it 12 even. So I don't have to worry about if that's an issue or if it's not an issue. So we have the template plate, owner's manual. This does not come with it. We'll use that for testing. just the hardware in there now. So this is what we got. I opted for the white top and not the smoked, just so I didn't have to worry about extra heat or anything coming in, and I can black out the light when I need to. So this is what I was talking about with the thickness. There's a minimum mounting depth here. This will go in a little bit more. Well, actually it has to be cut. So I think the minimum mounting depth is 3/4 of an inch. This is a little bit more because this piece gets cut down a little bit. Overall, it's a nice looking fan. It has the 6 speeds, forward and reverse. It has a fuse on board, and it's a manual crank open and closed. So no rain sensors, no no smart electronics at all. Just the speeds. So crank open. That does have a gasket, so it should seal pretty decent, and it does have 2 arms, lifting arms. The vent I have now has a center arm, and some of the larger vents, the 14s, and I believe some of the 11-inch powered ones only have a single, so it kind of creates a little bit of a twist when you're opening or closing or in high winds or anything like that. So I thought this was a better design. And this top, it seems a lot thicker than the one that's I currently have at the 9-inch that I currently have on there. So this seems a lot more heavy duty than what I have now. So what we can do, since there's not much else. Oh, one thing I noticed on this is the way they labeled these. The white is negative, the black is positive. It makes no sense. And I tested it both ways to make sure that they just didn't put the wrong sticker on the wrong wire. And no, it's black is positive and the white is negative. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hook this thing up temporarily in a power station, so y'all can at least get a sound check of what it sounds like. Obviously it's gonna sound different in the camper, but this should be a good idea, give you a good idea. Also, like I said before, I haven't had one of these vents. I don't have much experience with a powered vent at all because mine doesn't have fans in it at all. So I don't know what's standard in terms of sound, what sounds loud, what doesn't sound loud, comparison to other vents. But I can say that to me, this sounds relatively quiet. So we're gonna hit on, and it usually starts at 3. If you can hear that, that's level 3. We can go up. That's 4. That's level 5. That's level 6. So no real whine or anything like that I can hear. No weird rattling, scraping, nothing like that. It seems pretty quiet. It doesn't seem like you're getting a lot of motor sound at all. It seems like all the sound you're getting is just the air. And it's blowing a decent amount of air. I don't remember off the top of my head what the CFM rating was for this, but it seems to be really high. And I have no way of testing that. And if I had like a Max Air or something like that that had that I could test the rating up against just to see what the airflow is, that would probably be a lot more beneficial. But overall, it's pretty quiet. So from here we can go reverse. Take it a second to stop and then turn backwards. And that's reverse on 6. So that'd be blowing into the camper. Turn it off. Close it up real quick. Couple other things that are noteworthy. This screen does come off for cleaning. You have to pull this tape off first. Goes this way. So you can clean out the screen. And they lock. Cool. It does have a fuse here. Push and turn, and it comes out that way. So just a basic fuse. Nothing special there. Push and turn. Wow, that was a lot easier once you read how to do it. All right. So that's the first looks unboxing of the Starvent 11-inch 6-speed with reverse RV vent fan. Hopefully this helps y'all if you're running into the same issue with the 9-inch vents that I'm running into. I'll get this installed as soon as the weather permits, and then we'll do the install video and some better, more of a real world review on it. How it looks in the camper and how it operates in the camper. Like I said before, I don't have any affiliation with any of these companies. I bought this from Amazon. I think it was like 120 bucks. Something like that. I'll put the price and everything down below so you can get an idea of what they're running. I just didn't know that this was a thing. I didn't know 11-inch vents were a thing. You know, maybe you didn't know either. Now you have somebody that actually has put their hands on 11-inch and will potentially have some experience with it soon. So we'll see y'all on the next one. Don't forget to like, subscribe so you can get notifications for part 2 of this one. And we'll see you later.